Hey guys, today we're going to be showing you around Oakley Hall Hotel, which is a wedding venue in Hampshire. As you can see, it's got a beautiful drive up to it and the facade is really beautiful. There it is.
It's a really nice hotel. I really enjoyed having a look around it.
It's a very grand sort of entrance.
Yeah, and we were very fortunate previously. My mum actually does stuff for the wedding industry, so we actually came to a wedding fair here to have a look around, so we're able to talk a little bit more about this place.
Talk about some things that they didn't actually show us because we've seen it before.
And before COVID as well, so some of the stuff you're seeing here is like during when they had the COVID restrictions. So yeah, this is the main ceremony room, option 1. There's 2 options.
The Chivari chair.
Yeah.
We always laugh about the Chivari chairs because every venue is like, includes Chivari chairs, and we're like, what's so special about Chivari chairs?
It's a really nice venue. I really like it.
It is beautiful. This is another ceremony option.
This is quite hotel-y feel, and I didn't like it as
This
much.
is upstairs, like kind of amongst the boardrooms, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it looks out over those awesome views of the Hampshire countryside, so it depends on what you're looking for. So this is the option 1 for the reception venue, and it's a really nice intimate location, and inside the hotel. So there's 2 options, and the other one's in the fixed marquee. The bit that we were a bit upset about was we weren't able to look behind these doors here because they open up, and it then doubles the size of the room.
Yeah, we do know. Yeah, behind there there's a dance floor. There's like another half of the another of the room again.
Yeah.
That's the pavilion. You can get married in outside.
Yeah, and you can have like your cocktail event out there as well, looking out over that fountain, which is really nice as well, or inside if it's inclement weather.
Bar. Henry.
And you've got this nice open vaulted ceiling, which is really cool, and upstairs is where the bride can get ready.
Yeah, they don't have a designated room for
No.
for getting ready. You can use a boardroom, they said.
Yeah, it's not.
Or if you're staying there the night before, you can obviously use your hotel room.
Yeah. So this is walking down into this fixed marquee that they have, and
which is the second option. Or you can have both the main room in
the like the
in the hotel, and this room, but obviously it costs more.
Yeah, I like this one, but I wouldn't have this as my main reception room.
We wanted to have the evening doing this one and the wedding breakfast in the other one, but
that was like cost. We were talking about the cost anyway later.
Where these curtains are in the back, that actually opens up to what, about a third again. As you can see, the bar is right there if you like that.
So this is one of the options for the bedrooms that you can have before.
This is like guest accommodation.
It's really nice. Like you can stay there. It's a really nice hotel.
Yeah, you can just like stay there for a night or a weekend. They do.
So this is, I think, I think they call them deluxe rooms.
It was a very nice hotel room.
Yeah, they're very nice hotel rooms.
They do like clay pigeon shooting and stuff, so if that's the kind of thing you want for like a stag do, great option.
I think this is the bridal suite that you get given.
This is like the honeymoon suite.
That's the word that I was trying to think of. This is at the very top of the building, so it's like a little bit shallower height, but you've got all these windows that look out over.
It's massive, this room.
It's huge, but it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You got this like walking robe, leads into the ensuite. Meg absolutely crucified me because I was doing the filming and I did it this way.
You did everything in portrait and I did everything in landscape, but there we are.
Apologise. But yeah.
This is why I always film everything.
It is. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah. So this is a really nice option. Obviously this is car park. You guests can park here, especially the evening guests, because if you're in the marquee, it's literally right there. Plenty of parking space, and we'll get into the brochure.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, so we're back with Oakley Hall.
This is the paperwork that we got from Oakley Hall. As you can see, it's a nice little booklet. It's got all your information in there.
I think the way they designed it is really good. So the information they provide you covers all the basic questions, and they've also got frequently asked questions as well.
And they've also got some really helpful things in there, like about wedding planning and when you should book certain things and do certain things. So that's really helpful.
Like a house sort of guide that they've added, which is like really helpful, particularly if it's the first venue that you've been to, because it gives you sort of hints towards questions that you might want to ask. The way that they do the show around at Oakley Hall is really geared up to allow you time to develop those questions, to ensure that you're getting the best out of your consultation. So there's an opportunity towards the end when you're handed the booklet and all the questions and answers and information, to sit down and have a cup of tea with the wedding coordinators, and you can discuss the tour, you can discuss your day of how you're planning to do it, and they can give you input of how Oakley Hall as the hotel will be able to facilitate what you want.
So Oakley Hall is in Hampshire. It's near Basingstoke, and it is a country hotel venue. It is, I guess it would have been an old manor home at some point?
So it's part of, so Oakley Hall was part of a greater thing called Oakley Estates. It's a really nice location. It looks out onto rolling countryside. They split their packages into 3, so ranging in price. So their most expensive package is the Oakley Selection. And these prices were from 2021 when we viewed the property. So
bear that in mind when we read the prices.
Yeah.
Even though it lists prices for 2022 and 2023, bear in mind that could have changed. So
most likely they would have increased the prices. But obviously they're going on the idea that in 2021, if we decided to book them, that's what their prices would have been locked in at for those dates. So for 2022, they're saying for the Oakley Selection for the garden suite, which is the inside room, not the one that's in the Marquee, is £169 per person, and in 2023 it'd be £174 per person. The garden pavilion, which is their fixed marquee or permanent marquee out the back, which is the larger venue, that in 2022 would be £198, and in 2023 it would be £194.
Yeah. With that selection, the Oakley Selection, you do get quite a lot. It includes your venue hire, the food, drinks. You get, if you're in the garden pavilion, so the fixed marquee, you get a DJ and lighting and all that sort of stuff with it as well. You get the suite for the wedding couple, the night of your wedding. The Steventon Selection, which you're looking at for 2023, £159 per person in the garden suite and £179 in the garden pavilion. And the Dean Selection, which is the most affordable, which in 2023 would be £124 per person in the garden suite and £149 in the garden pavilion. So that is the packages. There are a lot of options at this venue. For ceremony spaces, there are 7 rooms that are licensed for a ceremony. We didn't get to see all of them. I think we only saw 3.
Yeah, so we saw the library, the woodland pavilion,
there's another room, I can't remember what it's called.
Upstairs.
Our favourite was the library.
Yeah,
the library is really nice.
You would have seen from the tour, the library, the aesthetic and the vibe from it, and from our reaction as well as we were walking around. We really enjoyed it.
It's very nice.
You can tell that it's their main ceremony room, the way that they walk around and discuss it. So outside they have the woodland pavilion. There is an additional charge, and you also have to pay for an inside location to have your wedding in the event of inclement weather. So it's something
which is included in the cost of hiring.
Yeah.
But that's why the hiring cost is so much extra for the woodland pavilion.
Yeah, so you're basically paying for 2 venues. If there is inclement weather, you get credited £595 that can be spent in the bar. So if one thing doesn't go ahead, you're able to, it is sort of paid back to you. They wouldn't refund it, they would just put it onto a tab, so you could use it within your, so whether that went on your bill for your stay, for instance,
or your food,
or something like that, or the bar was what the main thing.
But one thing to note is that the Oakley Selection package is the only one that comes with a ceremony room.
Yeah. So
if you're paying for the Oakley Selection package already, then the Woodland Pavilion is, how much was that? £595. But if you're going for one of the more affordable packages and not paying for that, or don't have that included in your package for the hire of the inside room, then it's £1,490. Again, bear in mind this is 2021 prices, so that could have gone up.
Probably would have gone up by now. The venue itself as well is more versatile slightly, because you can split the venue, you can split the hall in two, so you can have your evening like entertainment, evening vendors come and like get set up without you noticing it, whereas in the pavilion there isn't that opportunity to the same extent. There is
in the suite.
Yeah, in the
not in the pavilion.
Sorry, in the suite. There is a dividing wall, but
inside the house.
Yeah,
there is a dividing wall, but it would only fit a very small amount of people in that half.
Yeah, so you'd be able to have your lunch, your wedding breakfast in one half, and then the evening set up in the other half. However, it's a bit more cramped, and you'd have a lot of changing where your guests would have to come out for their cocktail hour and then go back in. Whereas this, you'd be able to have a natural flow. So the swings and roundabouts. The other detractor maybe for the suite is the fact that the bar for that area is located in another room. So if you know you've got a lot of people that like to go to a bar for your wedding, maybe look at the pavilion, as that's all in one room. So you're not going to lose people to go into the bar and then the dance floor being completely empty.
I guess it all just depends what you prefer. If you like to have your bar separate from the space where you're eating and having your party and all of that, that's great. You know, the garden suite inside the house is probably the one for you. If you want the bar to be part of the party, then I would go for the fixed Marquee, which is the garden pavilion. As far as guest numbers are concerned, the garden suite has a minimum of 50 adults and caters up to 120. The garden pavilion has a minimum of 70 adults and caters up to 350 guests seated and 400 for the evening reception. So if you're having a big wedding, the garden pavilion really does hold quite a lot of people.
It's quite a popular space, I think.
If you are looking for a country wedding, this is a great option because it is a beautiful house and it is set on 315 acres of gardens, and those acres can be used for walking picnics. They do clay pigeon shooting there, they do croquet, I can't remember, archery. They also do have like in-room spa packages that you can buy, so it's really good actually for a hen or stag do. Also
because it's a hotel, like for your anniversaries in the future, you'll be able to go back there and celebrate. Unlike a lot of wedding venues. You know, it's a lot of venues now are wedding only venues and you can't go back and stay there another time, so that is one thing that we really liked about this. The other thing, because of the size and the fact of how much land is attached to the property, there isn't as many restrictions. So the restrictions on fireworks, for instance, isn't there, so you can have fireworks at the venue.
I believe you have to use their supplier, but you can have fireworks. There is a cottage that you can hire out, so if you wanted to have your hen or stag there, you could just hire the cottage, which is separate from the house, so it feels like you've got your own little country cottage and you're all by yourselves. So it's a nice option.
Pamper day for your hen do, for instance.
Or you could potentially, you know, if you wanted to, hire it out the night before your wedding and have your family stay together there.
The wedding breakfast menu is quite varied and quite nice, and it includes quite a lot of different food that isn't too ostentatious, but also it's still like high quality.
It's a nice balance of kind of fancy food, but not so fancy that your guests won't know what it is. You know, sometimes when you read a menu, maybe we're just not fancy people. But sometimes when you read a menu, you like have to Google things because you're like, what is that? And
there isn't that much of there's only one item on the menu that requires an increase in cost.
Which is beef Wellington, which is a supplement of £10 per person. Again, we will put this up on the screen. But the wedding breakfast menu does include starters, main course, dessert, and then there's also a children's menu.
There is an additional charge for evening food, but then you can vary that depending on budget. So if you were to go for their most expensive offering that they have, which is the hog roast, that's $29.95 for 70 to 100 guests, or $24.95 for 100 guests plus.
They do a barbecue, they do a buffet. There are different options that you can go for. The canapes are for your drinks reception before your evening or before your wedding breakfast.
Apologies.
And they are included in your packages or in some of them. And it depending on which package you select will depend on how many canapes per person you get. With the food, bear in mind that you can't hire your own caterers at this venue, but you can get things like sweet carts, ice cream carts, your wedding cake. They don't have to be from their suppliers. There are a total of 50 bedrooms at Oakley Hall Hotel, and yeah, all your guests can stay there. It's disabled access friendly. It's very good. There's a lift, so all bedrooms are accessible.
With certain packages and the more rooms that you book out, there's also a discount that they can apply to give you favourable rates. So,
I believe it's 18 rooms. If you agree to take 18 rooms, they will do a discount on the rooms. But yeah, that is contracted. So if you don't have people using 18 rooms, you'll be charged for it still. So make sure you've got the numbers before you book that or before you sign that.
In general, it's a really, really nice day out to go and look around the venue.
Yeah, and even if you want to just have a look without booking an actual tour, they do afternoon tea there in their restaurant. So you could just go and
have a nice afternoon tea and
yeah.
have a little
I think they hold a ball as well, like an annual summer ball and maybe an annual winter ball. I get emails from them now, so I'm pretty sure. And I think they host a ball and you can stay overnight and all that sort of thing. So
yeah, or in general, you can just go and stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I really liked it. But what would be your rating for Oakley Hall?
We do this out of 5, don't we?
Out of 5, yeah.
Rating out of 5 would be, I can't remember what I gave the other ones. I'm gonna say 3.
Ooh.
That may seem low, but that's only because it's in contrast to, there are some that I really liked that I gave like 4 and 4.5. This was amazing, beautiful, but you know, I liked Clock Barn a little bit more, and I liked, you know.
Fair enough. So 3 for you.
Yeah, or 3.5, we'll say.
Oh, you're changing now.
Yeah, 3.5.
Now I'm gonna go for a solid 4.
Yeah, it's a really nice venue.
I really like the venue. There was only some things that I didn't particularly like. I was a bit in what I wanted and what we could afford. What did you
not like? What's the worst thing about the venue?
So I personally like the use of both parts of the venue, so both rooms, and that isn't offered without you paying a premium for it, which is fair enough. And mainly that's because they don't do solely a complete hire of the venue.
That's kind of the same thing as what mine. It's not exclusive hire, so you can get exclusive hire, but it's like a contact us for the price situation.
Because you're basically buying the entire hotel, so you want to think about that. The fact that what you're doing is reserving all the rooms and basically paying for any possible revenue they would have achieved from those rooms being sold as well.
So I can imagine it would be a lot.
So they're not going to make it particularly cheap. And that's the only thing from looking at venues that are solely for wedding, is that that's the flip side, is the fact that you know you've got that for the day, it's your venue, and no randos come in.
I just thought of actually something that is also a negative for me with it, is it doesn't really have a getting ready room for the bride or the groom. You can get ready there, but it's just like a boardroom. So it's not specifically for getting ready. I get it, it's a hotel, so...
Yeah, it's one of the meeting rooms, and that's not necessarily assured that you'll get one of those as well.
Also, if you stay there the night before, you can get ready in your room. But, some of the other venues that... It's not something I even thought about until we started going to other venues.
Yeah.
And seeing these incredible, like, getting ready rooms, and I just... then when we went to Oakley Hall, we were like, oh... I have, I think, 3 best things that I like about this. The first one being that you can stay there again, and then you can go back to your wedding venue and kind of relive your wedding on your anniversary and have that. It can be a special place that you can return to over and over. 2, that there are so many versatile spaces. You know, having so many ceremony rooms to choose from, having multiple like reception rooms. It's a really, really versatile space, and there are different sort of themes. Like if you want like the more older traditional, really classy sort of, you know, wedding, then you can have it inside the manor home. And if you want to have a really fun, vibrant, big party, you can have it out in the Marquee, and they're different feels, but still both really nice. And then the third thing, what was the third thing? Oh, the third thing is that it's the same price all year round. So you don't have this like scale of, oh, if you get, I mean, this could be a good or bad depending on what you want, but if you want a Saturday wedding, it's the same price as a Monday wedding. A Saturday wedding in summer is the same price as a Wednesday wedding in winter. So it is one price all the time.
So my three are very similar.
You have three as well?
Yeah, I do have three.
Wow.
I know.
So much love for Oakley Hall.
So I really like the location. From when I was young and all that kind of stuff, I went to school around that area, so I used to drive past that Oakley Hall each day. So it's got nostalgia to it. So it's like kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I've always wanted to like stay there or something like that. So it was really quite nice to like look at.
You can have your stag there.
I could. And the other one, I quite liked the way that they do the pricing structure. It's very transparent and open, but also at the same time it's very easy to understand what's going on. So all their prices are like laid out at the very beginning, and it's one price basically. My third one, I really like the main ceremony room. I think it's really
the library. Well, I think that's everything. If you have any questions, leave them below, because we might have missed something.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed our content and if you want us to do some more. Also, if you put a comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see in the future, that'd be amazing, because it helps us to guide us.
And we do have, I think, 4 more wedding venue videos coming up.
4 more wedding venues, wedding venue videos, plus a sort of top tips guide. I think we're planning.
We're going to try and put a top tips for like wedding planning together.
Could be interesting.
Depends. We'll see. We'll see how much stress we go through in the next year. We've got a year to go.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I really hope you do find it informative. And see you soon on the next one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.